Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and every week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in either the realm of sales and or leadership. And as you know, every week I got events in my week that kind of trigger my rants. This week, our show's The Time, the Great Equalizer and Your Edge. And this comes about working with our teams and stuff, talking about what they don't have enough time to do or they're trying to get to's and stuff. So how many times do you find yourself proclaiming you don't have enough time? How many times, that's right, the question is how many times do you find yourself proclaiming you just don't have enough time? Well, here's the interesting thing about time. Time is your edge, and how you use it determines how big an edge you get. The interesting fact is time is the only thing that's equal for everyone. We all get the same 24 hours a day except 2 days, beginning and ending. And how we choose to use that time is to our own benefit. And what's funny about it is you could be heavy, tall, short, handsome, beautiful, not so good looking, whatever, but that doesn't change the fact that you get the same 24 hours in a day. So how do you make this understanding work in business and in personal life? It's really about your priorities. The funny thing about priorities is we always lie every time about priorities. And guess who we lie to the most? That's right. We lie to ourselves. Examples. I need to quit eating badly. I'm overweight. Right after we get off the scale, and then we go straight to the refrigerator and get a bowl of ice cream. And then I'm going to get into shape. All I need to do is get to the gym, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the lies go on and on and on. I need to quit eating badly. I'm going to get more organized. My favorite thing is people that have list after list after list. They spend so much more time on lists than they do working on it. So the big excuse is time. The tip that I found that has never let me down, is using my timer on my iPhone, or you can see those that are watching the video today, I own these timers, these 10-minute timers that I give my ninjas, and they're little kitchen timers, or you can simply use a timer like on your phone, and you just set it for 10 minutes. And the beauty of this thing is if you do 10 minutes a day, that's 60 hours a year. And when you ask yourself about 60 hours a year, you start understanding there's a lot of things you can use. So I work 10 minutes and then stop. It teaches your brain to get things done in small increments. And the funny thing is I'll talk to people and they go, I need to join a gym and start working out. Well, here's what's interesting about that. The answer is no, you don't. There's apps today. The 7-minute workout's one of my favorite. When you set that, if you did a 7-minute workout every day, that app, or 3 times a week, within 6 months, you would be ripping in shape. In fact, people go, wow, 7 minutes, big deal. I get them the app and they try to do the first day of the 7-minute workout, which goes through steps and it's right on your app. And it goes through different things like push-ups. It doesn't even require a gym. And they just get worn out. And so what's funny is there's so many ways out there to do it. If you want to, like I've shared with people, I wrote my last book, I wrote it in a 10-minute day increments. And what I did was I wrote my outline, then in my case I recorded it, and then in my case I transcribed it, and then sent it to editors, and bingo bango, I had a book 10 minutes at a time. So the beautiful thing about this is you have to understand you own your time. So a teacher in my 7th grade gave us a project to memorize. It was something that was a grade-driven thing. And to this day, I've never forgotten it because A, she drove it in our head, and B, we had to memorize it, and it was so impactful on me. And here's the quote that we had to memorize. Take time while time doth last, for if thou don't take time, time doth pass. Which is really a message about being in the moment and understanding that today is the time you have today to get the things done you want today. So, you want to have your priorities. Find out the top 3 or 4 things you want to get done. Don't make a list of 50 things. Pick 3 things, put them in an affirmation, I want to get this done or this done, and then put it somewhere where it's visual for you. And then every day, work just 10 minutes on it. Whether it's write a book, whether it's read a book, whether it's working out, whether it's calling friends, just take 10 minutes, get your phone, and start dialing them. And some of my folks I work with, we went through this exercise on posting to social media and branding and marketing. They were saying to me, I just don't have time, Dean. I got so much going on. We set this 10-minute timer, and we literally looked at each other for 10 minutes. When we got done, everybody was startled as to that silence for those 10 minutes, how long it was. Not felt like, but actually was. So I wanted you to ask yourself this big question. Could you find 10 minutes a day? The answer is yes. And if you do it, you just make it a priority. One of my favorite analogies that I always use is brushing your teeth. You get up, you brush your teeth, you do it every day, you make it a habit. And when it's a habit, you almost feel like I forgot it. And now it's not 10 minutes to brush your teeth, but various things like that become habits. And as they become habits, they become part of your lifestyle. And as they become part of your lifestyle, they make you more successful. So I want you to do this as a takeaway today. Make the 2-minute process of gaining back time for things you can't get done a daily habit in your life, and start today. Thanks for tuning in each week, and remember to share if this helps you. And also, if you ever want my free puke protector, just email me, help@adjunctco.com. That's help@adjunctco.com. That puke protector is for all my salespeople. And I just had an analogy this weekend with somebody I was working with where we were talking about it, where they had a whole presentation. And when they got done, I was like, you're never going to sell with that because you puked all over them. So remember, go back and listen to our other shows. But today's show is make sure that you understand that time is the only thing that you have that's an equalizer to everybody else. And if you use it properly, it's your edge. Have a great week. Talk to you next week.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.